I'm CK, and yes, one more heat gun try. This one I couldn't resist because it's $26 US on Amazon. It just has the heat gun, it doesn't have a soldering iron like the other ones I've looked at, and I promise this will be the last one until I find one for $10 US, then I'll do that one too. So we'll take it apart, and this one is from, it's an SMD rework station, apparently from the translation from the Chinese characters is then hold type. I'm not sure that's real accurate translation. If somebody else knows what that actually means or what the company's name actually is, add a comment. So let's plug it in and see how it works. And I hope you enjoy the video. The box, SMD rework station, thermal control, anti-static, ESD safe, made in China. Same thing on the other side, and at least on this one versus the last one, at least it's taped shut, so you don't have to worry about it coming apart in transit. And let's get there. Oops. That's why I don't keep my hand close to the knife, because I will slash myself up. Let's see what's in here. Got some Chinese characters. Oh, here it is in English. The portable heat gun is an electronic product suitable for SMT process maintenance, newly developed by our factory. As a portable welding tool or soldering, it adopts long-life, far infrared heating elements, and special temperature sensing devices, as well as hot runner technology with microcomputer micromanipulation. So the temperature control curve meets the requirement of SMT production process, characterized by energy conservation, small volume, long life, safety, and others. Total power is 100 to 680 watts. Displays airflow, soft wind, LED digital tube, soft wind of brushless fan. Okay, so it's got a brushless fan, goes up to 500 C, which is like 932 Fahrenheit, and 120 liters per minute airflow, plus or minus 5 C. It's pretty good. Okay, so, and then it tells you how to use it. And I gotta go get something I forgot, so I'll be back in a second. Did you miss me during the camera skip? Probably not. Take the foam off. Decent foam. This is not crumbly. That's good quality foam. I know it's a minor thing, but it's all important. Here's a little dingus. Looks like we've got, let's see what's in this dingus. One tube. It's plastic. Got a screw on the end. Don't know what that's for. And it's got a little metal thingy. Don't know what that's for either. Ooh, 2 pairs of tweezers, and these look actually pretty good. They look certainly better than the last ones we got with, yeah, these are good. Okay, I'll be happy with those. 3 stacked air nozzles of varying diameters. Now, one thing you'll notice on this one versus the other ones, these don't have a locking screw. It looks like they're just friction fit, which for this, I don't see any problem with that. Let me close this knife up so I don't slash myself unintentionally. Trying to get the heat gun itself out. I'm going to pull all the plastic out. There's a power cord. Let me get this box ready for recycling. There's a stand. Not sure how that's going to work. Oh, it goes like that. And it's got holes in the bottom so you can screw it down to a workbench if you want to. Let's take the gun itself out. That's a very short, well, the nozzle is really buried inside the unit. This is very similar. In fact, it may be, this is my UHA 959. These are very similar, though they are not identical. Okay. Let me slide one of these on. I'm going to do one of the narrower apertures, mid-range aperture. Oh, it's got a little locking groove, so that's why we don't screw it on. Put it on and then give it a twist, and it'll stay in place. And instead of the larger base station, we've got this little guy here, which is very little. Got a switch, it's got up, down, oh, and it's got the main working parameters. Set the temperature, pick up the handle, press up or down. Set the wind pressure or air volume, pick up the handle and press setup once to make F display on screen, then up or down. Great. SE indicates something's wrong. Caution, don't turn off the power supply in working conditions, and the power switch can only be turned off when the heat gun automatically cools into sleep state. Okay, so it'll keep running while it's cooling off, which is very safe, and I like that. I'm not untying this because I think the cord I already have available will work just fine. Let me set this here for a second. Seems to set just fine in there. Get these out of the way. And this, again, is very light. I'm going to put it on the scale. Tear it out. It is 3.7 ounces or 105 grams, which is not much weight, is it? Oh, let's look at the heat gun itself. I didn't do that the last time. Heat gun itself is 154 grams. Oops, and I turned my silly thing off because I was hitting the wrong button. And ounces, oh, I did it again. And ounces, let me tear that out. The heat gun handle itself is 5 ounces or 160 grams. So the heat gun itself is heavier than the power module. So that's what we got in the box. And again, I still don't know what these are for. Let me see if there's anything further in here. Gives the pinouts. It doesn't tell me what those are for. So I don't know, I can't even guess. Let me see. Again, I can't imagine what this would be for. Looking around, looking around. This has the typical air diffuser in the front, so this doesn't go in there. Again, I'm just not sure what that plastic rod is, and let me see if this piece of wire slides down. It doesn't slide down into anything. Well, I don't know. And I think I will never know unless one of you smart people has more experience in this than me and can tell me, and all of us, what that's for. So let me get this all hooked up and we'll do some hot air blasting. Connected it, and it's got, I didn't connect this because I just wanted to point out that this does have a metal locking collar, which I like. And so this says Txinlei 8858 Plus, so that may be the actual manufacturer name. And I've got some various stuff to mess with here. Just power it up, and the light comes on, and it says it's off. Put it in the little rack. Well, it's not doing anything yet. Connect the handle and power cord to the heat gun. Plug in and turn on the power. Put the handle on the bracket when off is displayed on the screen. Press setup for sleep state with blah. Oh, okay. So that's in sleep state. Now when we take it out, it starts heating up. Okay, that's reasonable. It's heating up pretty quickly. Looks like it's in Fahrenheit, of course. Oh. Oh no, that is in Celsius. I think. Nope. It is in Fahrenheit. Oh no, that's Celsius. That's 500. That's all the way up. I'm going to take it down a little bit to say 490. I like to use these hot. It seems to work better for me. Of course, you have to be careful that you're not overheating a component you're working on. Now we hit setup once. Displays F. That's at 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's the maximum. Let's take it down a little bit. Oop. Okay. So that's at 490 again. I'm going to take it down a couple of ticks. I'm going to take it down to 8. That's good. Flashes. And now we're at 490. I'm going to set it in the holster. See if the magnetic, and you can see it's cooling off already. Or I hope you can see. I hope the cameras are capturing that. Pull it back out, and it heats right back up. Okay, we'll get our Bose sound dock here. Let me heat up this guy here. Oh, first I'm going to start with this capacitor. Oh, that came up very easily. Let me try this little IC here. Blow some air on it. I don't know if you can see it. I'm going to pause for a second and try and get the camera in a better position for y'all. Okay, I think that's better. It's a little more difficult for me because I got the tripod leg in the middle of my whatever. But we'll blow on this little U1301 chip. Oh yeah, look at that. Came right on up. Let me try one of these chokes. I had challenges with the choke on the last one. Well, that pulled the top of it off. So, yeah, no, this is very good. In fact, this is putting out a lot of heat. I'm going to turn it down some. I'm going to go just to 377 just because that's what came up. I'm going to, yes, thank you. I'm going to take this away for the moment and try this, which came out of, oh, it was the power supply for the last one I did. So I'm going to try one of these little caps right here. Make sure I hope I'm in the camera. This little cap right here. Can't get a grip on it with the tweezers. It's not the heat gun's fault. Oh, that came right up. No, this is a very good one. I like this quite a bit. Let me try it with the little through-hole thing. As we know, these aren't really intended for through-hole use, but you never know. Put it in my hand here. because I'm an idiot. And heat up the solder. Oh yeah, that LED came right on out. Okay, this one, I'm going to set this down now. This one I am not going to take apart because it's really performing well. It's very light and easy to use and doesn't take up much space, and obviously the heat is targeted very well and very hot and takes it apart really well. The other thing is, and I'm going to test this, tell you what, I will be back in just a minute to finish this discussion. One more check. This is where the last one failed. We're going to see if this is high temperature silicon. My Weller is at 675 degrees Fahrenheit. Up now. Gosh, that melted too. That makes me sad because I really like this unit. But if you're going to buy this, you're going to have to be very careful to not brush your soldering iron against it. Since this is a standalone, it doesn't come with its own soldering iron. I'm going to give it a little bit of a pass on that, but even still, if you're going to rest the nozzle against here, you might melt through it and melt through the underlying insulation. So I'm not going to say no to this because it's so compact, so light, and it's a nice unit. But I'm just going to say, I'm going to peel this off just because. I'm just going to say that if you get this and use it, be very careful that you always inspect the cable. In fact, I'm going to put a couple of turns of electrical tape around where I just melted a little bit of it. I obviously, as you can see, I didn't go through the outer layer of insulation, but I still want to provide a little more protection there because I weakened it somewhat. If you're comfortable with being very safe around not putting a soldering iron or the nozzle of the heat gun on the cord, then go, by all means, get this. I found this to be probably the best one I've worked with so far, but you got to be careful. So that's it, and I hope you enjoyed the video.